What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. It's really easy to become an Alien Army member. All you got to do is be a subscriber, be a supporter. I am a small channel. Every single like and comment does help out. One of the cool things about dropping a comment is I actually respond to 99.9% of them. A lot of big channels, I can understand why you hit like because you enjoy that content. What I don't quite understand is because I watch YouTube all the time. I've been watching YouTube since like late 2006, 2007. On the big channels, they don't really respond to you. You know what I'm saying? So why not get involved with somebody who actually responds to you? And even when my channel gets really big, I'm gonna rock with you guys. I go live from time to time. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments, so it really does help out with the algorithm. And it's not like a dictatorship going on here. It's me talking with you guys, and we're building a community. And it's really, really cool. If you don't know what to put as a comment, because I understand people do get stuck on that, put a thumbs up, put an alien emoji. A lot of people are putting alien emojis. Those are my alien army. Put a mothership, put a spaceship, put a thumbs up, like I said, say hi, say what's up, say good luck, something to let me know you're rocking with me, and it really does help out. And just to give you an idea how it actually helps out, for every 10 likes and every 10 comments I get, YouTube does show my video to about 100 people. However, it actually doubles when I get to 100. So if I have 100 likes and 100 likes and then 100 comments, instead of it being sent out to 1,000 people, it actually doubles and goes to 2,000 people. I know this is a little bit of a long intro, but it's very important for you to get to know me, and for me to help remind you guys on some of the basic stuff that you guys already know. However, I want to jump straight into this video. This is Worst Kind of Homeless. This is content I wanted to talk about. However, I was inspired by Joey the Gypsy. I might even mention him. I've done some, I've been inspired by some of his videos, same kind of topics he's done. And then I put my own spin or twist or how it relates in my area. So when he's homeless in Florida. So some of the stuff is like only in Florida, but a lot of his real homeless stuff, like where he was like, living on the streets. So like, I live in a car. There's times where I haven't lived in my car and been homeless on the streets. He was homeless on the streets with no vehicle in New York. So there's a lot of things that are different. When he's talking about the worst kind of homeless people, I'm going to talk about the worst kind of homeless people in my area. And there's a lot of differences, but I enjoy his videos, and if I get inspired by somebody's video, last thing I want to do is just do clout chasing or something like that. I do want to give proper proper props and mention them at the very least. So I've done a few videos of his, and I've given him props in the past, even told him on the comments. I think he rocks with me a little bit because I've commented on his stuff quite a bit, and he's always responded. But then again, I've always responded within the first 30 minutes to an hour of his video dropping. So I want to jump into this. Worst kind of homeless. Again, in my opinion, the worst kind of homeless, and this is going to be in this area that I know very well. I am in the Midwest. I would love to tell you guys what kind of city I live in and what's like where I'm originally from. However, I'm homeless out here, and I don't feel 100% comfortable. And sometimes me putting people's businesses out there, when I talk about what somebody does around here, whatever, if you knew the exact location and stuff like that, it's kind of like dry snitching and stuff like that, and I'm not into that kind of stuff. I do ask that if this is for someone watching one of my videos, I do have a full video of why I became homeless, and check that out. I have a lot of videos. In fact, I think I have over 50 of them, so check this out, especially if you like this video. Worst kind of homeless. I've talked in the past how out here, if you were to try to make money by holding a sign, all that would do is just draw bad attention, and people would run up on you and be other homeless people. So real quick, just to let you know, I'm going to talk about some stories here too. Worst kind of homeless people, in my opinion, are people that steal from other homeless, and out here they are quite dangerous, and out here they're quite violent. And my twist and what I talk about is like real reality. You know what I'm saying? I do get complimented on me being humble, and I guess good at talking, good at storytelling and stuff like that. So still currently homeless. So the worst kind of homeless people out here, and I'm going to be specific about some of the stuff, probably about half a mile to a mile on my right hand side of where I'm parked right now. I stay at truck stops and rest areas. I'm more often than not at this particular truck stop. I do stay in the hood. I've explained why I stay in the hood in the past. Is nobody's going to tell me to move my car out of this truck stop. There's a lot of truck stops that are in nicer areas, but stuff like this still happens. I'm not going to feel safe no matter where I'm at. In fact, when I had an apartment, I didn't feel safe there either. I've had my car broken into twice, where they broke my windows, and replacing them were $200 each, right? So, the worst kind of homeless. So I guess let me stay on track here. About a half a mile to a mile on my right hand side, is a shelter. And this particular shelter has about 75 beds. Um, they're always at capacity unless you have an emergency. If you're a vet, they'd most likely try to take you in. If you were a woman, running from abuse, they take you in. If you have a kid, they would most likely take you in. Those are emergency situations. Otherwise, they're full at capacity. Every single shelter around here is full at capacity. And then also, I should mention, if you have addictions, they most likely will take you in. They call that emergency. And that if you are, I think, over the age of 55 or something like that. So if you're older, so all the categories, I don't fit whatsoever. So never stayed inside those shelters. I have been to this one down here before, and I'm going to talk about what the worst kind of homeless in my area. So at this truck stop, people get ran up on quite often. The truck drivers get ran up on, and so do some of the people here. I've talked about in other videos some unfortunate things that have happened, and I've actually had quite a bit of altercations myself. Where that shelter is, where it's located at, normally at a certain time, those same people that have already been able to be admitted into the place, if they're standing outside the place, they get let in. A lot of them are exactly what I would consider the worst kind of the worst kind of homeless, right? Sorry, I was looking at my pad, making sure it was saying the right thing. So heavily addicted to drugs. They're on H. They're on probably shouldn't say the names. Back, but you take the B out and then put a CR. Some of them are on Beth, take out the B and then put an M. More often than not, they're on H and they're on C, and it could be I don't know what rhymes with it, but F, and that stuff gets mixed in H. Just to let you know, I don't do drugs and I don't drink. I've never, the way I grew up and stuff, I saw what happened with people who did that stuff, and I was just totally opposite. That didn't keep me out the streets 100%. I still was playing football with everybody. I never took the short way home. Lots of fighting. I have a video on here, my graphic childhood, I think I named it, or traumatic childhood. I encourage you to watch that, and you can really get to know me. But I don't want to sound like I'm plugging everything, but I'm hoping that this video really reaches out to a lot of people, so I want to utilize me talking about it. So the worst kind of homeless are those particular people that have those addictions and those problems. Whether they have those addictions or not, they are downright thieves, and they are extremely nasty with stuff. They run up on you, and I want to be specific. It's not always with a ratchet. Sometimes it's with a screwdriver. Sometimes it's with a board. They run up on the truck drivers, and a good 80% of truck drivers do carry ratchets with them, right? It's real easy for me to know which ones have it and which ones don't, depending on who they drive for. One of the, I don't want to spill game or anything like that, but I do want to say anybody who's an owner or operator, 99% of the time, yeah, because they get to control where they go. So if they have a CCW, they most likely are not going to go into a city or a state where they're not allowed to have the stuff with them, right? But those people do get caught slipping, and they shouldn't be, nobody should have to be worried about, getting caught slipping, right? Those people, they'll step outside their truck to go piss, and like I was talking about, how it's about a half a mile to a mile on my right hand side. Those people, they're cool with the people who run the place, right? And more than being cool with it, a lot of the people that run the place, they're on those same substances, and they were once homeless, or they're about to be, and everything's done here at the local level. They partake in that stuff, and the ones that don't partake in that stuff can be bribed. So if they were supposed to go in there at, let's say for example, they're supposed to lights are out at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, do these people still go outside and say that they're out there just having a cigarette? Are they out there copping something? Are they out there running down here to grab a quick lick? Are there ways to go in and out of that place? Absolutely. I've heard the stories. I've been down there, and I know some stuff firsthand. They'll catch the truck driver slipping. They'll catch people here. One of the incidents I've talked about before, where it got physical, 2 people tried jumping me. They didn't even try, and how I'm not going to get into the whole story on this video, or maybe I should, who knows. But what I've talked about on other videos, and it's not something I like to talk about, because every tough guy, everybody's a tough guy until they meet somebody, right? I was assaulted across the street from where that place was. There's also some motels there as well, and where those motels are, a lot of crap happens. So sometimes when those people get out there, they do their business there, or when somebody's going to the hotel, because there's lot lizards here and over there, and the lot lizards over there, they trick roll. People, they basically will, like a girl could go ahead and set a dude up, set a John up, and those dudes run up on them. Worse than them just, running up on people and hurting people, them running up on other homeless people. So out here, I've seen it several times where somebody was homeless thinking it was a good idea because it's a busy street right in front of me, standing out there with a sign, saying, homeless, please help, God bless, those kind of signs. And nobody's really generous out here. That person is lucky to get a few bucks, if that. Those people don't care. They don't care that that person's going to be sleeping outside, that are on the street, that is not even fortunate enough to have a car. They don't care that that person, there's no feeling. That person is, it doesn't matter if it's 5 cents or $2 or $5. They will take it from them. And it's not just one person walking up. It's not like the movies, give me everything you got. No, normally it's a beat down, and on top of the beat down, they will take your shoes and your clothes and stuff like that. They have stripped people, and it's not funny. They strip people, and now the person's in a world of shit. Really cold at night during the winter, and somebody's running around with just their boxers, and they got their coat taken or got their shoes taken, and in the hood, the cops got better stuff to deal with. How's the cop going to help that person? The cop's not got no clothes. And honestly, the way that things run around here, they let the garbage take out the garbage. They don't care about that stuff. There's bigger fish to fry, and they're probably not funded enough for that. They have the stuff that they're supposed to do. Not to mention, you don't want to be known as a snitch and shit like that. So nobody really tells on each other, or stuff like that. These people prey on that kind of crap, right? So when they from my understanding, when truck drivers around here have been ran up on, they don't take their driver's license, they don't take the whole wallet, they don't take all that stuff. They take the money, and they leave them with a little bit of something, so that they don't have to call the cops, they don't have to go to a DMV and stuff like that, right? So that's what I've heard, and how I heard that stuff is literally from the truck drivers. They can be bitching and screaming in front of the door. I just got blah 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 and everything else, and I could hear them do it. Would I help them out if I could? Yeah, the actual where they park the trucks are way behind me in a different lot. I wouldn't hear that stuff go on unless there was loud noises, like extremely loud, and probably they could, they got they got that fiend strength. Like if they saw me running down there to help somebody out or something like that, they'd be way gone most likely. And they got that fiend speed where they can run really quick for a long distance. And once they run over there, that's their safe haven. And that's why I think that they are the worst. Worst kind of homeless person. They hide in the shelters so that they have quote unquote sanctuary. What they do outside of it is really bad, running up on homeless people, running up on innocent people and stuff like that, and hurting this area worse. They also will rob and steal from each other. So those people in there, they have feuds, they have little cliques and stuff like that, and then they the people at the local level that lets them get away with that stuff, they get paid. Sometimes it could be as easy as people get propositioned there constantly. So those people that run the staff and stuff, and it's not just girls who get propositioned, guys do too. And those people do that stuff, unfortunately. They'd be like, oh, my homegirl Becky, yeah, she'll hook up with you, man. Let me out tonight, And it probably isn't even that serious. It's mostly like, hey, break me off a piece of whatever you get when you come back. And that's crazy. That's the worst kind of homeless. It's bad enough that everybody's in this situation, but what you're going to do is just run up on somebody who ain't got nothing. And that's why I've said, out here, the kind of hustles and stuff like that you would probably think about, not in this area. You become prey. At that point, people know that that's all all you can do, and they see that you're standing out there all day by yourself. They know they can catch you real quick. And standing on the median or standing on that sidewalk over there, there's no cameras in this side of the parking lot, but definitely in the middle of the street, or like where this median is, and that's where they normally, like a new person. I could always see a new person because they're holding a sign, and I've never seen them before. One, the number two, them holding a sign right there, and they always get them, man. I guess I shouldn't use the word always, but in broad strokes, yeah, it happens all the time. And to me, they are the worst kind. And like I was talking about and illustrating, they do that. They also try to finesse people, and the way that they finesse people is something like, like they'll say, for example, instead of just running up on them, let's say they don't have their whole crew with them, and normally it's 2 or 3 people, their little cliques, and they probably got a couple watch outs. But when I got ran up on and I had to defend myself, it was 2 people, and both of them used things on me, attempted to at least. One of them had when I say a screwdriver, it was literally a flathead screwdriver, and I got hit in the back quite a few times. And my homeless buddy roughing it, I didn't know him very well at the time. He's got a dog with him. The dog is a border collie. He actually sicked his dog out, and the dog was helping me out, and it gave me just enough brief time while he was jumping on there for me to handle my business a little bit better, because I was on the losing side of that of that fight. I was still standing up though, but it's very difficult to handle 2 people at once, especially when they're doing that, and they were really, really quick. It just wanted to give you some more context to it, so you wouldn't have to scour other videos to find out what happened, or so that's basically the gist of the story. And for weeks, dude, my back was killing me because of that damn screwdriver, man. Not the first time I've had somebody do that. I've had people use it where it wasn't a screwdriver. Never been shot before. I've been shot at, but never been shot. I've had people hit me with a baseball bat before. I've had people hit me with a board before. I've been hit with a board with a loose nail in it. I've been hit with a tennis ball racket, brass knuckles, and it wasn't really, brass knuckles, and then a heavy-duty sprinkler that you'd hold down and it shoots out. It was like an old school one, man. It was, somebody used it as a fist pack, and then the edge sticking out right there. So I've been assaulted with a lot of different stuff, and it's not always when I was homeless. I grew up in the hood. I've stayed in hoods my whole life. Some of that stuff happened while I was homeless. I've had several altercations. I do have a great reputation. This stuff is not going to scare me off. I live in my car. It is what it is. Learn from it quite a bit, and then I didn't know when I thought I was okay because it was daytime. Where I was going at, across the street from where basically that the shelter is, and those motels across the street was kind of like a truck stop gas station. Like a trucker could fit in there, right? However, they're not always there. But I went over there because I heard they had really good chicken strips and potato wedges, a lot better than the truck stop I'm at right now. And I heard it was cheaper, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over there. And I went over there, and it was daytime. I would have known better not to go at night. I didn't know that the level of desperation, and I didn't know that they had that organized of a setup there, that's what they were doing. I learned after the fact, like, okay, this happened to me at daytime, and what the hell was what was going on with it? Ask questions, do little street investigations and crap like that, and that's literally how I got the lowdown on me knowing what goes on here, and why I consider the worst kind of homeless. These particular homeless people, some of their, I call it gassing, but out here, Glock dookies. So another thing about them being the worst kind of homeless, when you're defending yourself, or the best thing is to never even let it happen when you're dealing with them or whatever, right? Is because God knows what the hell they have, and I'm talking about disease-wise, right? So when all that crap happened, I went and got my blood tested, STD, checked for STDs and all that crap. I do not want to catch something. If I don't have, these people share rigs. You know what I'm saying? These people do, these homeless people that are so far gone, and that are so desperate and have no compassion for anybody other than themselves and their wants. That's what makes them the worst kind. And they're willing to do anything, and it doesn't matter. Like, the kind of deterrence, and that's what you know, I liked what Joey the Gypsy was talking about with his type of story. He was saying, you know, sometimes the only thing that they'll answer to is violence, right? I've said on a lot of my videos, you know, violence or fighting is a universal language. Like, you know why I'm doing this at this particular time. Like, if you're somebody who cannot have a conversation and I can't get my point across that I don't want you near me, and you're drunk and you're belligerent and you are getting too close to me and you have no reason to be that close, I'm gonna make you start leaking, you know what I mean? And you know, that you'll understand then to get the hell away from me when I told you to. If I can't peacefully walk away, and I'm not gonna turn my back on anybody, because I'm not gonna risk it, is get them leaking. And that's another thing too, you know, on the addiction side, you know, dealing with when they're drunk. Like, when you crack somebody in the face and you hit them in the nose and they're drunk, oh my gosh, the leakingness of all that. Now you got that crap all over you. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on not looking homeless. I am clean shaven. I did have Planet Fitness where I was showering there every, like, almost 5 days a week, and then I would also shower at friends' houses and stuff like that. My bank account, you know, is a negative, so my automatic withdrawals, I haven't been paying that, so I've been going to different friends' houses and showering, and today I did the same thing. So those are in my opinion, the worst kind of homeless, because they steal from other homeless people. It's not the fact that they have addictions that is why I don't like them. It's the fact of what their actions are, and them being that addicted. You know, they are tough. I'm not gonna lie. I fought somebody who was and they had to be on H, that, you know, they drop and they get back up because they're not feeling what the hell I'm bringing to them. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm bringing a little bit. You know, I saw what the person looked like a couple days later, and it was a whole different story. But at the time, that person kept getting up. You know, a drunk, belligerent person who's not going to feel much, that gets blackout drunk, and it doesn't take much for them. It's that's something I want to talk about. So with UFC, so, you know, follow along on me on this. Chuck Liddell, for example, had a chin that he could just keep getting cracked, and he never got knocked out. Well, one day he did get knocked out, if I remember correctly. One day he did get knocked out, and when he did get knocked out, after that it didn't take much, because now the brain knows to turn itself off, because the person's not going to turn it off themselves. You know what I'm saying? So these people, you know, that you know, that are belligerently drunk and go out and, you know, run up on homeless people and anybody they can. Like, everybody can get it, even the people amongst their circles. You know what I'm saying? Those people, it don't take much alcohol for them to get to that blackout level, because they've abused it for so long that their livers are also damaged so much that that stuff gets into their system quicker. So they're not out there, you know, having to drink 24 beers and a couple shots before they get blackout drunk. Normally it's, you know, literally 1 or 2 tall cans, and they're riled up, and it lowers their inhibitions, and that them already having that in them. I don't blame it just you know, what they use. I think that they already have it in them. You know, they're pieces of crap as far as I'm concerned. You'll steal from a homeless person, you'll run up on other people. That's your hustle. You know, that's what you want to do. And you risk so much. Like, if they were to be able to get caught, if somebody actually did take the time to prosecute them, those are violent crimes. Those are like 10-15 year freaking sentences. Those are football numbers. You know what I mean? However, they're crash dummies, and a crash dummy, in my opinion, is somebody who does something that is not very well thought out, that's out in the open and public, and most of all, it's not even what you're going to get is going to be any substance. You know, a couple dollars to them is all that they need, or that's what they think that's all they need, and they think those are big come ups. You know, and you really shouldn't be doing anything out here that's bad. You should be trying to get yourself out of the situation, or at least leveling up in some kind of way. It's very hard to get out of this situation. You have no idea. Once, you know, I've ruined my credit. You know, so this is for everybody maybe watching the first time, or if you've seen this before, you've heard me talk about it. I ruined my credit. So let's say I made enough money to go ahead and rent somewhere where I can rent at. I would not stay at. I've had my cars broken in too much. You know, struggle paycheck to paycheck to pay at a place that in a moment's notice I don't have any money, and all I have is a roof over my head, but I'm still not safe. You know what I'm saying? It's the work, and a good 50% of the people at this truck stop and at other places I see, they have jobs. They do work. Some of them are warehouse workers. Some of them sell solar panels. Some of them are, they got, like forklift drivers. Some of them drive for Amazon and all sorts of crap. But them being by themselves, they don't have a double person's income to really get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now me, I do Uber Eats and I do DoorDash, and what sucks about that is not only do I live in my car, I utilize my car to go make money. And it does put on a lot of miles, it does cost a lot. In wintertime, I spent a lot of money on gas. I thought I'd be able to save a lot more, but it's okay. I'm always adapting, and I'm always trying. There's no give up in me. It's a part of my journey. If it was easy, so many people would not be struggling with this. This is very, very hard. However, what makes things harder, in my opinion, is when you get those addictions, when you go ahead and try that stuff. Like, the best way to not get addicted at all is to never try it. That's why I don't drink it. I've never touched any of that stuff. I don't, it wouldn't matter. I don't want it. Like, that would only make your situation worse. You know what I'm saying? Now you're in a hole. Now you're not just somebody who's homeless. Now you got yourself a monkey on your shoulder, and that habit's got to get fed. I've seen people get really, really sick, and when they're really sick, they could be the nicest person in the world, but they'd probably do just about anything to make that pain stop. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the people that are the worst, are the people that already had it in them. It's not about the addictions they have that pushed them forward. Those people definitely need to be rehabilitated and stuff like that. These people, in my opinion, because whether they had those addictions or not, I feel as though because they're dead sober, it's a game to them. They're laughing it, they're chopping it up. When they're sober, when they're getting loaded and stuff, they're even laughing more and thinking more. And I've heard it and seen it. I think I didn't go into that much of talking about the stuff that I call gassing and Glock dookies. That's something they use as well. They don't like. That's a great weapon for them. However, my buddy Roughing It, that's his weapon of choice as well. If you don't know what gassing somebody is, or a Glock dookie, think about the stuff that comes out of your body. That's really disgusting, and that you let it rot and you ferment. And some people break glass and put it in there, so that when you throw that on their skin and they rub it or wash it off, or water hitting it, the glass cuts them, and those could lead into like crazy blood diseases like staph infection and things that that is going to ruin you. You can, and if they're already sharing rigs and doing stuff, and they have something that has they put the blood in it, you know what I'm saying, spit, they bite their lip and spit blood in there. That's one of the weapons that they utilize. And my buddy Roughing It, because his hands don't close all the way from arthritis, or his hands are really swollen up, that's something that he utilizes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I've had to use it on people too. Sometimes somebody being that much of a piece of shit to me and stuff like that, yeah, after the fact, they get a dose of that. You know what I mean? And I'm not proud of the stuff that I've had to do, but I don't go out victimizing people, and I don't walk around here being a victim. And it doesn't matter what you try to do to me, I'm never going to give my stuff up, whether it's a piece of lint or anything like that. What I'm trying to do, and this is what I liked what Joey the Gypsy talked about in his video, is that he wants inner peace. And I understand that. I'm the same way. I want peace in this lifetime, and I want peace afterwards. And that's by doing what I feel is right and correct. And what I feel is right and correct, even though I said I'm not proud of that, I don't find pleasure in it. Does the person have it coming? As far as I'm concerned, yeah. I don't do anything that I don't think somebody has coming, and it's not about me finding a justification. Normally, I just got attacked, and they plan on doing it again, and I really don't want to get into the details about this one. I'm not on here for that. I'm trying to promote positivity stuff, and something for you guys to learn about. But I don't want to make the video too long or anything like that. I do have Cash App if you want to show some love and bless me. My Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. I'll link it in the description. please think about liking and subscribing, because it really does help me out. And definitely watch some more videos. I think I'm about 200 hours before I could monetize YouTube, or actually apply to monetize YouTube. So if there's videos you haven't seen of me, please go ahead and watch them and run up those numbers to help me out. And I want to thank you guys so much.